bet you weren't expecting a sequel of this, did you? But because loads of people seem to find that video proper interesting, I thought I would do a sequel to Planet Zoo Ideas. I mean, if you've seen part 1, then I would advise you probably not to watch it, because, like, I used the Daniel text-to-speech bot for it, and it's 1.25 minutes long. I mean, I can defend myself because it's one of the first videos on my channel. Yeah. European Wildlife Animal Pack. This is actually really interesting, because if you look at it, it's like you've got really interesting things. You would see these in a zoo. You know, normally when you go to a zoo, you'd expect to see some deer, some wolves, some monkeys, some bison things. You know, they look normal for a zoo. So I think that's kind of interesting that they came up with this. But the next DLC I'm going to show you is another animal pack, but it's just really... They're about the same on the... if you ask me which one was better, they are exactly the same in like terms of good or bad. While this pack is not completely possible because we've already got that lemur and the tapir, this is quite interesting and I want to talk about it. This is a DLC consisting of animals closely related to those already in the game. And I do really think that it's interesting that they added the dromedary, the oryx, the other zebra. It's actually quite saddening that this DLC idea probably won't happen because, you know, because we've already got some. But you know, they can remake it, but without the 2 that we've already got. It's only 2 of them out of 1, 2. Well, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Around 12. That won't be that hard, will it? 11 animals and only 2 of them. That makes 9 animals that we can still have. A 9 animal DLC pack is definitely something that can be possible. This one was actually made at the very start of 2020. And it does look quite good, doesn't it? In fact, the Australian pack might have actually been based off of this one, because you got 2 out of the 3 out of the 5 animals, and the decorations, offensive and items, and architecture does actually completely appear. Unfortunately, this was made at the start, so we already have quite a lot of these animals. But yeah, in case Planet Zoo has some ideas, loads of people would want these animals. I love you guys very much, and wow, you look wonderful today. Never give up. And as for my audience, now we've got another de-extinction pack, but we're not discussing that. We're going to discuss the thing next to it, the water pack. We've got the sea turtle, which would probably require an aquarium, and alongside aviaries, that's what everyone wants. We've got a penguin, you've got a goose, and a seal, and a walrus. Now, what I'm going to say about this is, this could actually be an idea for 2 new biomes to do with the aquatic biomes. What if we had saltwater aquatic biomes, and we had freshwater, and there can be like a salt generator thing, and you place it down and it turns something in like the surrounding area into salt water, and anything that's not is fresh water. I think that would actually be quite a good idea, but I feel like that does sound a bit complicated, and there might be a few glitches and things like that. I don't know why, I just have that feeling. And finally, we're going to choose this one. I chose this one finally because it's quite a lot to uncover, 15 animals, and there are some things. Now, this was made around the day Planet Zoo was released, so it's very outdated, because we've already got reindeer, moose, polar bear, arctic fox, you know, and by common seal. I'm not really good with alternative names, but we have the grey seal and the Californian sea lion. That'll probably be enough. and moose. But yeah, I think it's interesting because I think the circled ones are the full animals, and the exhibit ones are the ones at the bottom. And this is a fully mammal. This would be the first time that an exhibit animal would not be a reptile or an insect. I don't really know about squirrels and hares. I feel like those aren't very exhibit friendly. Because like in the exhibits in the game, they're just giant boxes. However, with great updates come great DLCs, and we're going to have a DLC soon because there's an update coming. And this is Christmassy. It will be released around the same time as the first ever DLC for Planet Zoo, the Arctic pack. And I feel like there isn't much Christmas themed. It's mostly just like redwood forest themed. So actual Christmas things would be interesting, wouldn't it? However, there is one thing that I'm going to bring up that I don't think is that if it's going to be Christmas themed, what is fit to the realism here? It's going to just be like, because like there's years and everything. Not all time of the year is going to be Christmas. I mean, yeah, if it's like near the North Pole, then that would work. But I feel like one of the main ideas with DLCs is to take into the idea of the decorations, like what appropriate time of year is it? Because like it could be summer in South America, and you'd have a giant Santa Claus statue. But yeah, I don't really want to go off complaining because this is really good, and also it's the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like this video if you want a part 3.